Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer of the Prarambhik Keyboard Student Workbook. Today, we're going to introduce you to a brand new musical friend, the keyboard. We'll be using this brilliantly structured workbook to guide us through a complete chapter-wise crash course. You know, it's actually amazing to think about the rich history behind the instrument sitting in front of you. The very first piano was built over 300 years ago in Italy by a guy named Bartolomeo Cristofori. And from that historic invention all those years ago to the electronic keyboards we use today, the fundamental layout has remained beautifully consistent. By the end of our time together, you're going to understand exactly how this incredible instrument works. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is the agenda for our crash course today. First, we'll meet your keyboard. Second, we'll cover the 7 white keys. Third, the secrets of the black keys. Fourth, middle C, the home bass. And finally, Chapter 5, Mastering Your Finger Numbers.
All right, Chapter 1, Meet Your Keyboard. Before we even touch a key, sit up tall. Posture is absolutely crucial for a musician. Now take a look at the pattern of the keys. Notice anything? The black keys aren't just spread evenly across the board like a ruler. Instead, they hang out in specific little formations. You'll see a small group of 2 and then a group of 3. And this pattern, it just repeats again and again, all the way across the entire keyboard. Recognizing this simple visual pattern is literally the very first secret to finding your way around. It takes what looks like a giant sea of keys and turns it into a totally predictable, manageable map.
So, here's a quick question for you. What happens when you press a key harder? If you have your keyboard right there, try it out. Press a white key once really gently and just listen. Now press that exact same key again, but put a little more weight into it. Notice the difference? While a gentle press gives you a soft, quiet sound, pressing it harder magically makes the sound louder. Every single key responds to your touch. And honestly, that's exactly how musicians pour pure emotion into their music. Moving right along to Chapter 2, the 7 white keys. When you sit in front of a full-sized keyboard, you're looking at up to 88 keys, which, let's be honest, can feel pretty intimidating at first. But I have some fantastic news for you. Despite all those keys, there are only 7 different letter names for the white keys on the entire board. They just follow the start of the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And once you reach G, something wonderful happens. It simply starts right back over at A. This pattern repeats all the way up and all the way down, forever. So if you know the first 7 letters of the alphabet, you already know the name of every single white key on your instrument.
And this brilliantly illustrates how music is truly a universal language. Your keyboard actually speaks 2 different musical languages, perfectly bridging the Western ABC notation with the absolutely beautiful Indian sa-re-ga notation. Both sets of names are describing the exact same physical keys. So whether you call that first note a C or a sa, you are pressing the exact same piece of plastic and making the exact same beautiful sound.
All right, Chapter 3, Secrets of the Black Keys. To really understand the black keys, we need to grasp 2 crucial musical directions, going a little higher and going a little lower. In Western music, when a note is raised just a little bit, we call it sharp. When it's lowered a little, we call it flat. In Indian music, these exact same concepts are called tivra for a raised note and komal for a lowered note. Getting a handle on this is super important because these directional terms are exactly how the black keys get their identities.
Now, what's really interesting about this is a fascinating rule. One single black key actually has 2 correct names. Imagine a cute little key character wearing 2 blank name badges. Let's say you have a black key sitting right between the white keys C and D. Because it's just above C, it's called C sharp. But because it's also just below D, that exact same key is called D flat. It's one physical key with 2 perfectly correct names, entirely depending on which direction you're coming from.
That brings us to Chapter 4, Middle C, the home bass. I absolutely love how the workbook frames this concept. It says, think of middle C like the front door of your house. What a brilliant analogy, right? Think about it. No matter where you wander off to inside your house, you always know how to find your way back to the front door. And from there, you can easily get to any other room. Middle C is that anchor on your keyboard. It's the one landmark that gives you your bearings so you can confidently find any other key, whether you're traveling up or down.
So the crucial point is knowing how to find this front door. Just look for a group of 2 black keys right in the middle of your keyboard.
The white key sitting just to the left of that group of 2, that is middle C. On a full-sized 88-key piano, it sits almost exactly in the center, usually right around where the manufacturer's brand name is printed. Once you find it, you'll never feel lost on the keyboard again.
And finally, Chapter 5, Mastering Your Finger Numbers.
Let's move on and see how this all applies to actually playing music. When you look at sheet music, you won't just see the names of the notes. You'll often see small numbers written right under or above them. These numbers are there to tell you exactly which finger you should use to press the key, and the system is beautifully symmetrical. On both of your hands, your thumbs are always number 1, your index fingers are 2, middle fingers are 3, ring fingers are 4, and your pinkies are always finger number 5.
Let's make this physical right now. Hold up your right hand for a second. Give your thumb a little wiggle. That is finger 1. Now wiggle your pinky. That is finger 5. Okay, now try it with your left hand. Left thumb is 1, left pinky is 5. Cementing this physical mechanic in your brain is a real game changer, because when you're playing smoothly, your brain will be sending signals not just to play an E, but to play an E specifically with finger 3.
Wow, we have covered so much ground today. It's time to summarize our crash course. Just look at how far you've come from being a complete beginner. You now know that keyboards have those recognizable repeating groups of 2 and 3 black keys. You know that the white keys just cycle 7 names, A to G or Sa to Ni. You've uncovered the secret that every black key actually has 2 names, like sharp and flat. You know exactly how to find your home bass anchor, middle C. And you know for sure that your thumbs are always finger 1 and your pinkies are 5. I want to wrap up this explainer with a direct reflection prompt from the workbook itself. Look back at everything we covered today. What are you most proud of learning? Seriously, take a moment and think about that. Every great musician in the world started exactly where you are today, pressing their very first keys and learning these exact same patterns. Be incredibly proud of the progress you've made in just this short time. Keep practicing, keep exploring those keys, and get pumped for your next musical lesson. Thanks for joining me, and keep making music.